Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. We finally have a proper look at Conan the Barbarian in Mortal Kombat 1. Part of our next round of guest characters for the game, he's very faithfully done. I said this as a Conan the Barbarian super fan, by the way. Like, I'm going to tell you out of the gate, I like this a lot, right? Like, he can pick up his cameo assist and throw it at the enemy. This is an auto win. This is an instant classic as far as I'm concerned. And we got the trailer naturally, and we're going to go over the trailer in depth as you would expect. But also, there is some more information besides this. NRS in NRS fashion, there's going to be updates with the game besides just the character. And we're getting even more moves yet. It's one of my favorite things that NRS does with the game. Like, yes, there'll be more balance changes, probably. We'll see, I don't know. But the fact that characters get new moves always breathes new life into the characters. And these new moves are actually pretty big deals. So before we do the Conan stuff, let's dig into that. Like, let's start with silly old Reiko. So Reiko, running knee, now launches higher. Cool, but he also now has an air grab. Grappler-coded character having more grabs to work with? Sounds good to me. And showing it enables his bro for life Darius, also very good. And then we got this coming up, which actually is jacked up. I'm a grappler fan, folks. And I saw this and I'm like, what just happened? So that new air grab, it can hit people grounded, not just air to air. And not only that, it's a mid grab. He is hitting a crouching Kenshi with this jumping air grab. God, where was this at launch? I would have been a friggin' Reiko main. So like, not only are we getting new moves, we're getting moves that are like actually effing wild. This ain't no Akuma demon flip. He's even doing it on the way up while they're crouching. Just actually crazy. I love it. For Raiden, doing the old charge and hold for the projectile, now you can store it. And then it basically can go off like a bomb. That's probably going to open up some new and interesting layers. Certainly a new toy to play with at bare minimum, right? And speaking of new toys to play with, the wind trap for Katana, she can now send it flying across the screen. Like, hey, I don't know if you know, but Katana stock's kind of at an all-time low because the fan user has showed back up again. And she's been making some very big waves around here. But now Katana can use fan trap as effectively another projectile. It still launches. She can toss her fans backwards in the air now. Basically, there's lots of cool things coming on the Mortal Kombat front that aren't just Conan. Conan's great, but there's a lot more coming yet. Now, that said, let's get to Conan. One, the sound alike is so much better than the old one from, MK11 with the Terminator.
What grieves me most is that you murdered my pets. Pets? They were monsters.
So it's more on the comical Arnold impression, but like, it's good. I like it. It works. Now, to rewind a second, NRS always does this, right? Hey, references. So this is very much right out of the original 80s film. 2 references out of the gate. Showcasing the posing with the Atlantean sword. Once again, just kind of straight out of the film. And we have, I'm assuming in the wind pose here, very much out of the original 80s poster. A+, they nailed it. So going into the gameplay, what's his archetype? Well, he's a big muscled up dude with a sword. He's gonna F you up close. Conan also has some interesting traits that aren't normally given to other characters like this. I'm assuming jump 2, did we rewind time? Is this Mortal Kombat X again? We got a ground bounce off a jumpin'? Seems like a strong jump normal to me. Also, as explained in the Kombat Kast, Conan has lots of hit throws. And some of the strings have honest-to-God command grabs attached to them. Not just like a hit throw that you can block. Like, this is an actual command grab that if you block, you're still getting chucked. And more than one at that. So not a dedicated command grab, but through the strings he can mix you up with grabs. In fighting game parlance, Conan is a brawler, not a grappler, because he does have a lot of super armor as well. Another thing we'll see here is he has a bit of a command jump that once you're in the air, he'll leap up really quick to bounce you back down on the ground, as seen right here. And these big sword swings here, this is back forward 4, special move. Also, this is armored if it's enhanced. Next up, back throw. Everyone needs a back throw, right? That's how the game works. And Conan's is appropriately Conan. I'm a fan. Just dunking you on your head unceremoniously. Here we see sword spin, which has been described basically as just kind of like a combo ender, but we'll see it again. Better fashion. And then we see this. This is actually kind of big. So Conan has a counter. And in and of itself, gameplay-wise, whatever, right? People have counters. One, the animation's amazing, because Conan's Conan. His muscles do the tanking. You don't need no stinking armor, right? He just tanks the hit and bops you on the head. This thing, though, is it's a combo okay state. You don't just get the damage and then whatever, like most other counters, right? You're getting a full combo. By the way, he has Omega launches, as you can see. So getting a full combo is very, very impressive off a counter specifically. Like here we can see an in-match example. So it does look like it scales the preceding combo a little bit, but considering you get the full combo, and this example is 30%, man, 30% off a counter is actually kind of huge. So along with all the super armor, like Conan seems to be quite strong defensively. So going back to the trailer, we got more hit grabs, and then we get one of the big main events as far as I'm concerned. Yo, he whips his cameo at you. Like, this is so amazing on so many levels. One, it's just cool as hell. Like, I'm whipping my dude at you. That's awesome. That's amazing, right? Two, very on brand for Conan. You know, almost everyone has projectiles in Mortal Kombat regardless of the game, right? Conan could use a projectile, but you can't just shoot energy swords or like, that's not what the character is. But Conan picking up another person and just whipping that person at you, that's very on brand for Conan. Now, don't worry, we've seen it from the other gameplay snippets here. Your cameo meter, all that, it still regenerates while the cameo's literally being flung like trash at the opponent. So you're not losing out on regenerating your bar or nothing like that. Although, as stated, naturally enough, really, honestly, as you would expect, you can't call your cameo while the cameo's on screen after being thrown. Now, the question is, can he throw Motaro? And to that I say he better. It's lore accurate. Conan knows how to handle people on four legs. Let's put it that way. And yes, by the way, the counter move, that is indeed the camel bop. If it's strong enough to knock out a camel, it's strong enough to knock out a person. Going back to the trailer, hey, Conan has a running stance, and if you enhance it, it's armored. Once again, he's dripping with armor. And then there's this. So we got some like unstoppable Jason Voorhees stuff going on here. So if Conan gives himself a buff right before he dies, he is infused by the will of Crom to keep fighting, and he gets back up. We can see it here in action. So you have to be very low life, but if you have the buff go off before you die, you get one more quick chance. You don't get a lot of life, you know, but any chance at a comeback's any chance at a comeback. So it's pretty cool. Back to the trailer, one of the themes they were trying to present for Conan is simplicity. He's not hard to use. Easy launches, easy combos. Basically, everything's kind of easy. Conan's cunning, but he's not a tactician. Not to say he doesn't have a few tricks up his sleeve, though. So one of the things he can do off an enhance just sword twirl is he can double enhance it and cancel it into anything else. So you can see here it gets canceled into a string into another special to launch up, right? So if you got the meter, you can actually do some pretty fun stuff with the character. Another fun aspect of the character that we're going to go to in the trailer here is he won't get bullied the same as other people because he does have a proper reflect. The Atlantean sword can send projectiles back on their way. And the case here, Quan Chi, in the portal skull, it keeps whatever properties it had coming your way too. So Conan gets the combo. So command jump bounce into sword twirl. This is enhanced, and we're going to double enhance as we mentioned here, canceling into another string. And this here is a bit cheeky actually. So that command run, he holds a pose if he's beside you. They're canceling the run and then going into even more strings into the command grab string ender that we mentioned before. So just a big old hurl. And hey, everyone needs a fatal blow, right? The one thing I'll note here is it seems to be just a giant projectile. So it might be the kind of fatal blow that, you know, if your reactions are good enough, you can hold people hostage full screen. You see him do something, reaction check, and then you get him with the fatal blow. Really depends on how fast the projectile is. It's kind of always the catch, right? Looks good on paper, but we kind of need to see the numbers to see if it's worth doing. At least worth doing outside of combos. And of course, after this, there's a bunch of fatality stuff, which you know how the game on YouTube works. Want to check it out? Check out the main trailer. Yo, he kills the guy, funnily enough. in a particularly gruesome way that'll probably get me demonetized, so we're not showing it. But that's the Conan trailer. So one, besides the trailer, we have the new moves. I'm actually very excited for that. Two, for Conan himself. Once again, I am a massive Conan the Barbarian fan. I have a bunch of shelves full of old Conan comics and magazines. And yes, they're magazines, not comics, because that had to get around the old Comic Authority code. So basically, if you said it was a magazine and not a comic, then you didn't get censored. Conan was always a rule breaker like that. Although obviously this version of Conan the Barbarian is very clearly inspired by the Arnold Schwarzenegger version, and fair enough, because it's a pretty good version of the character. And in the Kombat Kast, they're definitely selling Conan as like an incredibly simple character. I don't know if I buy that fully. The fact that he has a command run, and he has like run, stop, run, cancel shenanigans. He's got some like proper command grabs built into his strings. He's got a whole mechanic that brings him back to life from death. Maybe they're more advanced characters, but I don't think he's as simplistic as they're trying to say that he is. That said though, a proper decent reflect, hell of super armor on a lot of different moves. He's definitely gonna be a bully. And frankly, as well he should. If Conan the Barbarian's not a bully, then who on earth is? And to me, I think this is just solid. Ghostface, obviously the last DLC character came out, the last guest character. Ghostface was incredibly well received. And for my money, Conan is just as good, you know, my own personal bias being left out of it, as Ghostface. I think mechanically he's an interesting character. He brings a lot to the roster in terms of the gameplay, at least from what is shown. And I like it. Not much more else I can say but that. And actually, I really do like that Reiko Air Command grab. That is kind of sick. I'm really happy they brought that in. That all said though, my friends, that is the video. Conan will be launching January the 21st. And that means busy times for the FGC. So he comes out on the 21st, which is not far from now. And then a week after him, then Virtua Fighter 5 Revo comes out. And a week after that, Mai comes out for Street Fighter 6. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'll try my best to cover everything. We'll see. We'll see. That all said, my friends, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. And go out and play some Mortal Kombat.